Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, I am doing a tutorial on how to add cosmetics to your Gorilla Tag fan game. Join the Discord for whatever scripts that I put in there, and make sure you followed my Photon VR tutorial. And without further ado, let's just get straight into this tutorial. So first, what you want to do is come to Resources, Photon VR, and then open up your player model. Then you want to go to your models folder and you want to right click, import new asset, and then just select your cosmetic and import it. And then once you've done that, you just want to drag it into here. So, okay, we're just going to say I'm using this. Once you drag it into the scene, you need to scale it to however you would like it. So I'm going to make it pretty small because this is a big top hat. Once you've scaled it to the right size, you just want to line it up on top of the head or whatever you are doing. Once you've done that, you want to figure out what type of cosmetic this is. Is this a head cosmetic, a face cosmetic, a body cosmetic, or a hand cosmetic? So for me, this is a head cosmetic, so I'm going to go to head and then drag it under head cosmetics. Now, if your cosmetic does not match any of these categories, like say it's an ear piercing, you want to go to my how to add custom cosmetic categories to your Gorilla Tag fan game tutorial in order to add that. But for now, we're just going to put it right here. And then once you've done that, you want to right click on it, do prefab, and then unpack completely. And once it is how you want it, you just want to make sure you hide the cosmetic, and that is all you have to do to add cosmetics. What up everybody? Welcome back to another Gorilla Tag fan game tutorial. Today's tutorial, I am going to be teaching you how to add an entire shop system to your Gorilla Tag fan game. My next tutorial will be on a wardrobe for your fan game that I made all myself, so be sure to go check that tutorial when it comes out, and make sure you've watched my Photon VR tutorial and my how to add cosmetics tutorial because you will need them for this. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. So first thing you're going to want to do is you want to go to my Discord, link in the description, to grab your scripts. Once you've joined the Discord, you're going to want to come to Ocean Rules, and if you don't see that, you want to click on the thing and click on Show All Channels. But you want to come to Ocean Rules, you want to scroll up, and then on this rules section, just click the check mark. Then you want to scroll down until you see Fan Game Tuts, and then you want to go to Find Stuff, and then come over here to How to Add a Shop System, and you want to download these scripts that'll be right here. I'm going to download all of these right here, and then you want to come to your scripts folder and right click and then import new asset and drag all of those in. Once you have those scripts in there, you want to come to your browser and go to playfab.com, log in and go to your app, and then you want to come down to engage, go to economy, and then go to currency legacy, and then click on new currency. And then you want to, so you want to type in your currency code. So let's say you were making your currency bananas. So you would do like BN for bananas or something. And then right down here, you want to type bananas. Where it says initial deposit, that's how much you will start with in game. So let's say you want your people to start with 500 bananas. Recharge rate is how many bananas you will get per day. So let's just say like 10 or something. And then recharge maximum, you want to put as many 9s as you can, which I think this is the maximum. And then you want to click on save currency. Once you've done that, you should have your thing here. And then you want to come back to Unity. You want to go to your PlayFab manager. You want to go to your PlayFab login script and do edit script. Now, once you load into your Visual Studio, you might look at this and be like, whoa, I don't want to do any coding. This is so confusing. But luckily, you don't have to do that much. All you have to do is come down here to line number 126, where it says coins equal result.virtualcurrency, and for you it'll say something else, but for me it says ST. You want to change it to whatever your currency code was in playfab.com. So if you were doing bananas, it'd be like BN. Once you're done with that, you want to click Control S to save your script, and then you can close out of Visual Studio. Next, you want to make a board with a text on it. This will be your currency board. And then you want to go to the currency section in PlayFab login. You want to make sure currency name is exactly what you have in playfab.com. And then currency text, you want it to drag your text onto here. And coins, leave it as 0 because that automatically updates. Okay, so now we're going to add cosmetic purchasing. So you want to come back to playfab.com, go back to economy, go to catalogs, legacy, new catalog, and name it cosmetics. Then you want to open this new catalog and click on new item, and then change the item ID, display name, and item class to whatever your item will be called. So let's say I'm adding a top hat, so I'm going to go top hat. You want to copy this and paste it here, here, and here. And then down here on currency, click select one, and then select your currency. And then amount, this is how much your item will cost, so we'll go 100. And then you want to click on save item. Once you've done that, you want to come back in here. Make sure you import your cosmetic into the game and just have it right here. Then you want to create a purchase button, and you want to drag the PlayFab purchase script onto here. Once you've done that, you see the item ID right here. You want to paste that in from your PlayFab item ID. The price, you want to make it exact same as what was in here. Catalog name, you want it to be cosmetics, spelled exactly how this is. Currency code, you want to put it whatever yours was, so in this case, BN. Hand tag, make sure it's spelled hand tag exactly like that. Price text, you want to add a text right here and just drag that into here. Now you want to add 2 more cubes, a green one and a red one, and name them enable and disable. Then under purchase button, you just want to drag those enable and disables into their respective enable and disable buttons right here. And then for PlayFab login, you want to click on this circle and click PlayFab Manager. Now under your enable and disable, you want to add the change cosmetic script. So you want to add the corresponding change cosmetic script. So in this case, I have a propeller hat, so that's a head cosmetic, so I want to add the change head cosmetic script. Then on the enable button, you want it to be spelled exactly like your item ID and the cosmetic under Resources Photon VR Player. And then in disable, you just want it to leave it blank. Make sure your enable, disable, and your purchase button all have a box collider with is trigger selected. Make sure under Gorilla Rig, Gorilla Player, make sure your left and right hand controller have a hand tag with a sphere collider is trigger with a radius of 0.06. And that should be all for today's tutorial, and I'll see you in the wardrobe tutorial. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I am going to be teaching you how to add a beautiful wardrobe to your Gorilla Tag fan game. This wardrobe is custom made by me and Turtles VR. So please do not distribute these scripts or skid because, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to get straight into this tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is join my Discord. Make sure you're verified. Go to Ocean Rules and then click the check mark. Then you want to come up here and click on Show All Channels. Then you want to scroll down until you see Wardrobe. And you want to download these 2 scripts right here. Then you want to come to your scripts folder and do right click, import new asset, and import the 2 scripts. Then under managers, you want to create an empty game object called wardrobe manager. And you want to drag your wardrobe manager script onto here and check the credits notice box. Then for tabs, you want to add as many tabs that you need, so like your different categories, so like head, face, body, hand. Once you add a tab, it may look something like this. You want to come to tab name and just rename them, so I'll just do like example. Now the pages are going to be these back and forth, like what these back and forth arrows switch between. So you want to add at least 2 pages for it to work. Then in each page, you can add your items. So you want to go here and you want to add 1 item. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, make sure you watched my PlayFab tutorial, my photon tutorial, my cosmetic tutorial, and my shop tutorial. You need to watch all of those for this to work. Then you want to throw your cosmetic onto this wardrobe right here. And once you have that, you want to take the enable and disable buttons from last tutorial and drag them under your cosmetic in the wardrobe. Then you want to make sure these enable and disable buttons are disabled. And you want to drag the item that will be on the page into here. So I will drag my propeller hat into here. Now in the next page, you will have your next item or next 2 items, depending on how small your items are. And you want to make sure that anything that is not on the main page of the main thing is disabled in here so that this can enable it. Then on your wardrobe, you want to add all of the tab buttons, so head, face, body, badge, and hand, and whatever else you need, and then back and forward buttons. And you want to make sure all of these have a box collider with is trigger, and you want to drag the wardrobe script onto these. Then on all of them, you want to come to manager, click this circle, and click on wardrobe manager. Then for everything except the forward and backward buttons, you want to go to trigger type and make sure it says tab. On the back button, you want to go to trigger type, make it says back. And on forward, you want to make sure it says forward. Under tab index on the forward and backward buttons, you want to make sure it's 0. Then you want to come to your wardrobe manager and go to however many pages you have, or then you want to go to your wardrobe manager and see how many tabs you have. In this case, I have 5 tabs, and it goes head, face, body, hand, badge. So under head, I want to make it 0. Face, I want to make the tab index 1. Body 2. Hand 3. And badge 4. And that should hopefully be all. I hope this made some sense. I kind of rushed through it a little bit. If you need any help, just join my Discord and ask me, and I'll be happy to help. See you!